Hey honey buns, I am the Courtney Williams, and today's video is going to be all about our unofficial Q&A. So if you guys are interested, keep watching. So since yesterday's video was such a hot topic and you guys had so many amazing questions, I thought it'd only be right for me to make a video and answer everyone's questions at once. So I have everyone's comments pulled up on my computer now, and I'm gonna read through the comments, answer each one of you guys' questions. I feel like I'm about to butcher this, so let me apologize in advance for any names that I pronounce wrong, okay? Don't cut me, guys. First up, we have what I think is Nazing's D. I'm gonna roll with D. D says, I'm actually about to take my CELTA in Bangkok next month, so I'm really interested in your journey. And you mentioned you taught in Beijing. How long and why did you leave China, if you don't mind sharing? It seems a lot of people go from other places to China, and I know they pay better, but I also have some concerns, so I'd be curious to know what your experience teaching there was like. Okay, D, so I have a bunch of friends teaching English in China, and they've all shared their experience with me, but my experience teaching English there is completely different because I taught with them online, so I wasn't actually in Beijing. My company was based in Beijing, and all of the students that I taught were living in Beijing, but I was able to, you know, travel around and be in other countries in Southeast Asia without actually physically being held down to China while working there. So the process that I went through of, you know, finding a job and actually becoming a teacher and actually working with the students in that particular culture was completely different from, per se, an English teacher who is physically in the country and working through, you know, getting adjusted, as well as trying to work through work permits and visas and, you know, get started as a teacher. Let me know in the comment section what your specific concerns were, and we'll go from there. The next question is from Barbara Phillips. Hey girl, how are you? She says, okay, I have a few questions. I'm actually headed to Thailand now, and in the process of my visit, I'm gonna look at teaching opportunities. If you don't mind answering the questions, that will be great. Her first question says, I too would like to know why you left the other countries to teach in Vietnam. What's the difference in pay? Well, for Beijing, I just feel like it's on a completely different scale versus teaching in Vietnam, because for one, it was online, so that's completely different, you know, compared to teaching in an actual school and at a physical location that you got to clock in every day. And then for two, I was teaching with VIPKid, which is more of a consultant base versus having an actual salary. So yeah, with VIPKid, they'll pay you anywhere from $18 to $22 an hour, and they have a lot of opportunity for bonuses and things like that. But what you end up getting paid each month really varies depending on, you know, if your schedule is open during peak hours, if you actually get booked, and if you know, are able to pick up last minute classes and things like that. So for me, it was convenient to not have to be at a physical area or feel locked down to that location to work, but it wasn't as consistent as I needed it to be as far as the money goes. As far as Thailand, I freaking love Thailand. I loved being in Thailand, but teaching English in Thailand, as far as pay goes, is not as much money. They pay about sometimes 30,000 baht to about 50, maybe 60. You can pull it off depending on if you have more qualifications and things like that. But for me, I felt like the pay was just enough to keep you comfortable within Thailand and be able to literally do whatever you wanted to do there. But I didn't feel like the pay was enough to propel me to, you know, other countries, because let's face it, I'm not gonna be in Asia forever. And I want to be able to go to other places, and I don't want to have to go home and save to do that. I want to just kind of keep moving along on my travel journey. So it didn't really work out for my goals. So I just feel like, you know, for Thailand, it's a good place. It's a great teaching environment. Things are pretty simple there, but the pay is a little bit low. Okay, so Barbara's next question, do you have a TOEFL or did you start with one? If you do have one, was it expensive? Would you suggest a program? As of now, I do have a TOEFL. I am working on my TESOL as well, but when I started, I didn't have either, and that was only because in the beginning of my journey, it had nothing to do with teaching English, and it really just boiled down to survival for me because, as you guys know, I was in Thailand, I was running out of money, and English teaching opportunities were literally just falling in my lap. So of course I took them, and you know, I was making ends meet to continue my travel journey. But if you're someone who's still at home and you know that on your travel journey you will be teaching English, I would suggest that you get your teaching certification before you even leave home, or your first country is a TOEFL destination place so that you can get it there at the beginning of your trip, so you don't have to be stressed out and worried about getting it while you're already in a new country. As for expense and recommendations, it can be expensive depending on what route you decide to take. For example, if you decide to do a TOEFL destination, you can expect to pay a lot more money because this is more of a vacation with an added opportunity to take your TOEFL certification. So it'll be, you know, more resort style. They'll have food most likely. It'll be a beautiful destination, but you'll also have a scheduled opportunity for you to complete the TOEFL requirements as well as have some hands-on training. And this is kind of considered more of a luxury TOEFL service, so you can expect to pay anywhere from $800 and up. For me, I decided to go a cheaper route because I'm already in my travel groove. So I did my TOEFL online with globaltoefl.uk, and I actually found them on Groupon. So I got the 150-hour course that's actually $311 normally, and I only got it for $50 because I found them on Groupon and used that discount code. If you do decide to do a TOEFL through Groupon, make sure you at least do a 150-hour course TOEFL so that you can be above the recommended hours needed for most teaching schools. As for my TESOL that I'm working on, it's through Coursera. I believe it's coursera.org. I'll link it down below. I'll link both schools down below, but I'm not sure of what their normal price is for the course because I got it for free because I was working with VIPKid. Barbara's last question was, do I still like it? And I'm assuming that you meant like teaching English and things like that. Honestly, I think from the jump, I never really felt any particular way about it. It just kind of felt like, you know, I'm in survival, I'm trying to reach a goal, and I need to get my financial house stable right now. So I really didn't look at it as much more than that initially. But I'm realizing that I do like to teach the younger kids. So I don't know, I'm not sure what it is per se, but with the school that I'm teaching at right now, I do actually enjoy teaching these little kids or whatever. So I am enjoying it to a certain extent. The next question comes from Dear J Renee. Hey girl, hey. So she says, Courtney, did you have to bring a copy of your degree to Asia with you, or did you bring the actual degree? Some people have said they got their degree apostilled. I wonder if that's necessary. I plan to teach in Chiang Mai once I arrive. I really wish I would have planned to move to Vietnam because you got a job there lickety split, and I know I'm going to catch hell finding work in Chiang Mai. I guess the bright side is I don't need to work, but I still really want to teach. Oh, I've been meaning to ask you, why did you stop VIPKid? Was it too much work for too little coin, or did you just not enjoy it? I applied for them the other day, but was a little hesitant on following up on them. Is the pay low? I need beats. Girl, that was a lot. Okay, first things first, girl. No, I did not bring my degree with me when I initially came. And that's only because when I started traveling, it was only like a few months after I had graduated college, and I hadn't even received my degree in the mail yet. So I just took my transcript with me initially. And to be honest, my first school that I worked for, they didn't even ask me for any of my paperwork. So I ended up getting my grandmother to mail me my original degree once it actually came in the mail. Now, if you're planning to come here, I don't suggest that you do that if you know off bat that you're going to be teaching, because more reputable schools in more reputable countries will require that you have it up front to even do like your work permit and your visa and things like that. So you do want to bring the original with you, and then you also want to bring some copies as well, just in case. You never know which one, you know, like sometimes the school will ask to see the original, but then they'll file all of your work permit paperwork and visa paperwork with a certified copy. As for getting your degree apostilled, you do want to do this in the States, because there's always an option for you to do it in whatever country you're in, but guaranteed it's going to be more expensive and more stressful. And honestly, it really just comes down to getting your documents notarized. Some countries like Korea, some even in Japan, will require that you get it apostilled, whereas other countries like Vietnam will just need it notarized, which is, you know, the simple level of making sure that your documents are valid. Which, if you do this in the States, you can easily go to like your bank or your university or a library and see if they have a notary, and if they have a notary on hand, they'll do it for you for free. Whereas being in Vietnam, I just had to get 2 documents notarized, and because I'm in Vietnam, I had to go to my embassy to get it done. And guess how much the US Embassy charges to notarize documents? $50 USD a document. So yes, I just spent $100 to get 2 documents notarized. So I would definitely suggest, if you can get everything notarized at home and get copies of it notarized, you would be in such a better position financially versus coming to a whole nother country and paying an exorbitant fee just for something you can get done for free in the States. Renee, I also think it's great that you apply with them. Like, I really hope that you get it. I think VIPKid overall is like a really good company, but for me and what my goals are right now financially, it just wasn't feasible for me right now. Like, I think they pay really well hourly. I think they have a lot of great bonuses and things like that, but I feel like that consultant-based pay, where, you know, your pay each month kind of varies depending on how many classes you teach, was just a little bit inconsistent for what I need right now financially. And I feel like VIPKid is the type of company where you start off with so many classes within 1 month, and then it just kind of grows and builds from there. Whereas like for me, I was having like a bunch of things happening to like my electronics just out of my control that were also interfering with me being able to successfully teach with them. Because if y'all remember, one of my computers got stolen from the service center. I dropped another computer in my hostel. My Wi-Fi was real funny. So it just, you know, if you're gonna work with VIPKid, you definitely want to make sure you have reliable internet no matter what country you're in, and also you have a good reliable computer, or at least some backup funds to replace it just in case something happens. And I did actually enjoy it for the most part. Like, I think in the beginning I felt a little stressed sometimes, and then I felt like in moments, you know, it just was very high energy. Like, I felt very exhausted after classes because, you know, these were 4-year-olds over a one-on-one video session. So sometimes it was a bit draining. All right, honey buns, I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I'm also working on a few ebooks as well as one-on-one consultation packages. This is gonna be a great way for you guys to pick my brain, to strategize with me, or to even just get some insight on my travel / teaching / following my dreams journey, so that hopefully the beginning of your journey can go a bit smoother. So if you're interested in teaching English and you're just not sure where to start, or if you're interested in some help for that initial process of where to find the jobs, what paperwork to bring, how to prepare properly for a demo class, or if you're just interested in traveling and you need an action-packed strategy that can really help you propel your own leap of faith, let me know in the comment section down below that you're interested in the one-on-one consultations or the ebooks, so I know that this is something that I should continue to work on, because honestly, I don't want to be working on something that's not going to be beneficial for you guys. So let me know down below in the comment section. As well, make sure you like and subscribe if you have not already. And remember, people will stare, make it worth their while. I'll see you guys later.